Let's go over the answers to the first couple of pages of this worksheet. So in this first table here, you should have seen that after rounding, the answers in each of these columns are the same. And if we'd had the most precise triangles, they would have been exactly the same. In the second table, you would have noticed that the answers in each of the columns are the same, but now they're different to what they were in the 30-degree triangle. And that brings us on to the last question. What would happen if we had the same sort of table but with 20 degrees triangles? Well, they again would have had each of the answers in each of the columns would be the same, but they would be different answers. That is because for each family of similar triangles, they will give the same answers in each column, but different ones. And so 20 degrees triangles will be different to 30 degrees triangles, which will be different to 40 degrees triangles. And we call these division sums the trigonometric ratios for those angles. Now that we know these ratios, let's start using them to calculate missing lengths in other 40-degree or 30-degree triangles. So the first one here is a 40-degree triangle where I know the hypotenuse, that's 8, and I want to work out the opposite. So the first thing I need to work out is to get the correct ratio. Well, it's 40 degrees, and I know both the opposite and the hypotenuse. So I'm going to use this ratio here, 0.64. Okay, so I need to work out what the opposite is. So I'm going to have op is equal to the hypotenuse multiplied by the ratio. Let's sub in our value. So the opposite is x, the hypotenuse is 8, and the ratio is 0.64. Let me put that in my calculator. 8 times 0.64, and we get the distance of 5.12 centimeters. Here's a second example if you want one. So I've got 30 degrees here. I need to work out the adjacent, and I've been told the opposite. So I'm in this row here. Is opposite and adjacent? Well, that's this one. So it's going to be 0.58 is the ratio I use. So the adjacent is equal to the opposite times the ratio, and the adjacent is x. We're just subbing in our values. We've got 16 is our opposite times the ratio, which is 0.58. Let's put that into my calculator. I'm going to get 9.28 centimeters. Right, there's a couple of examples. Now go and practice it. Answer then the additional questions at the end, and then watch the last video in this section.